Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the vicinity, bring your mama, bring everybody. We about to have a real conversation. It is a conversation that needs to be had. It is a conversation that runs deeper than religion and politics. If we live in a society that doesn't treat us like human beings, that doesn't empathize with us as being human, how then are we to develop relationships with each other that are humane?
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause.
I believe black people in America suffer from a certain type of dysfunction in terms of relationships.
Amy Clark talked about it. She called it internalized racism. That's a result of this systematic effort to change the consciousness of a people. You can't accept yourself. If you accept yourself, that means you're terrible.
Some of them are bold enough to tell you, don't be proud. You know what I'm saying?
So what does a black couple do when they're trying to put together a relationship? You said all relationships are dysfunctional. This takes dysfunction to a whole new level.
We're still wrestling with this thing of love. One of the things that we have to do in generational curses and along with present day, we have to equip with ourselves.
It's rocky, right? Because your inner childs come out to play and sometimes they don't play fair. But each couple is gonna have to find a way, as hard as it may be, to communicate with one another.
Deprogramming yourself from what you've been taught in society is mandatory for you to have a sense of not thinking you're crazy.
It has a lot to do with generational behaviors and mannerisms that are passed down. So when you grow up in a society that sees you as less than, you've been called lazy, you're looked at as inhumane, that influences your view of self, right? And then that's passed down from generation to generation.
I think structurally that's very hard for people to deal with. When you hear about relationships with white men and white women, white men are promising wealth that their grandmama will give you. Look, talk about relationship. We're gonna have to get honest. And I don't know how many people have been honest with themselves.
You cannot fix the problem if you're talking to your people and then they listening to somebody else about what the solution is. CNN is gonna give you a solution like, we need to, no.
We're binded into a poverty network, a poverty cause, because nobody really dealt dollars of overall wealth, with 20 of that being liquid. Black folks have 20 million homes, and we only have $6 trillion, and only $350 billion of that is liquid. That's it.
Listen, when you say that, the truth of that, it's like the embrace the reality of what's happening.
Don't be this guy. Raise your drive and libido. It's time to man up with Xwolf. Boost your testosterone levels to help decrease your body fat percentage and increase lean muscle mass gains. Boost your stamina and blood flow for those tough workouts. And these
I'm getting old. So what? Anyway, I love this black-owned company right here, Writerspaws.com. Please go there and get your high-end coffee delivered directly to your crib. Stop paying Coffee Bean, Starbucks. Stop giving them your money. Let's recycle our money. If we're coffee love, call to action. Let's recycle our money with a black-owned business that is owned by a husband and wife tandem. They have roasters all over the country, and they don't roast your coffee beans until you select your particular blend. Please go to Writerspaws.com. Support, 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 support. Cash Mob, Cash Mob, Cash Mob, Cash Mob. Writerspaws.com. Follow them on Instagram as well. What up, party people in the building? Your boy Zoe Williams is in the house. Of course, you saw Xwolf. I want you guys to support Xwolf as well. If you are men over 30, please, please, please understand that maintaining your testosterone levels is important if you still want to put down. If you want to put it down in the bedroom, man, you need that testosterone boost. Please support X Labs, right? They have a product called Xwolf. Go to X Labs, L-A-B-S, Supps, S-U-P-P-S.com. X Labs Supps. Continue to support. Black-owned business, black-owned business, black-owned. The patches. See, I had to shave it off and then start using product. Glow Cosmetics Allure is the company. Glow Cosmetics Allure.com. Please support them. They have a great product. And again, I like using stuff so I can give you my testimony. It smells great, got coffee beans in it, right? It encourages growth and filling in the patchy spots. By the time my birthday come around, because I'm not gonna shave again, by the time my birthday come around, I'm gonna be ready to look like something, huh? I'm gonna look like a supermodel elf working for Santa. Full beard. That's what I'm aiming for. Full beard action. All right. That is Glow Cosmetics. All right. Glow Cosmetics Allure. Please, please, please support black-owned business out of Atlanta. Dope company, dope business. Get with them right now. Also, CMOS. Your own business. Start an LLC, right? This is a health-based business. CMOS, certified by the government of St. Lucia. You need that. Come see me. CMOSbusiness.com. Let me tell you what I've done. I've started my own brand with this company. CMOS is now ZMOS. You understand? Huh? Irish moss, bladderwrack, burdock, black pepper. Listen, you guys can go directly to my site and pre-order your bottle right now. ZMOS. Go to I'm looking at the website right now. Go, 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 go. All right? Boost immune system. Help naturally boost levels, energy boost levels and mood levels. Helps improve skin elasticity. Helps revitalize and condition hair. Supports the body and brain's. Listen, man, this is great. This is a great product. And I wanted to create a product to show you that you can too. It's packed with minerals and nutrients such as magnesium, calcium, vitamin B12 and B2, vitamin C, zinc, iron, and more. Our new CMOS supplement, powerful antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory properties can lead to a healthy life, man. Please support ZMOS right now. Go to CMOSbusiness.com and pre-order your bottle of my very own product, ZMizos. Can you say it? Should I say it that way? ZMizos. ZMOS. Yeah, total package energy. Right? Let's boost total package energy today. All of these businesses need to be boosted up today. They need to be lifted up on your shoulders today. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm not selling you no BS. I'm not selling you no crap, but I am selling you a solid product that I myself use. Total package energy protein, 20 grams of protein per serving. That's a 1 pound bag right there. It's unflavored. No sugars added, gluten-free, soy, lose some weight. Let's get healthy because we got new viruses on the way. We are living in the era of the super virus. So please work on your health. You could do that with total package energy shots. The vitamin C shot, damn, tongue twister. The vitamin C shot that they have is 8 times more absorbent than the tablets. Get some vitamin C, get some B12. All of this stuff is very good for you. And don't forget, get total package energy shot. All right? And then the relationship dismount. Right? My book. Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry. The HuriKane Report. Can't leave the HuriKane Report out. Website is on its way. Website is coming. H-report. Support. Now, everybody should have this book. You should read this book with your woman. You should read this book with your man, because everybody is in the process of some type of dismount, and this book will help you. It doesn't mean it's going to break you up. What it's going to break you up from are those limiting beliefs. Then the 2019 release, the holographic relationship. Very powerful work. I'm so proud of this. And that's original art on the cover, by the way. A man looking in the mirror and seeing his woman. She's reflecting back himself back to him. She's reflecting his work back to him. Very powerful book. Has a full-fledged novel contained in this book. Very powerful. It's available on Amazon. All of these books are available on iBooks as well. Go there now. Amazon is Kindle. If you want the paperback version, website IamZoWilliams.com. Now, my new silver lining in any situation shift. You want to know what a situation shift is? Sarah, play that video. You've heard of the term situation shift. I've taken it and made it something different. The situation shifts that we find ourselves in shift our perspective, either for good or for bad. When we shift for good, we've taken accountability of how we've been hurt, unhealed trauma. That causes us to shift in consciousness. So situation shifts can be very beneficial for a relationship. Find out what's wrong with themselves. Most people are in relationships to bring ease and peace, but that is only half of the coin. Your relationship experience you're currently in, and that shift has a silver lining. Let's have a real conversation. That's what this show is about today. So many people believe that they deserve better than what they have. I'm so sick of the word, or the two words put together, I deserve, or maybe 3 words, I deserve better. or I didn't sign up for this, right? Disney hoard us out. Walt Disney, the devil worshiper, the there's not. I would say 99.99999999999% of all your relationships, including your marriages, are situationships. The divorce rate, if you add in legal separations, above 60%. African American divorce rate, above 50%. Second time marriages, divorce rate, above 50%. Let's just keep it 1,000. You think marriage is going to save you from you? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make it simple. The key to relationships, the whole purpose of being in a goddamn relationship is to come face to face with what's wrong with you. You've been running this whole time. Hey, what's Beyonce's sister name? The one that looks like Orlando Bloom.
Oh my God, Solange?
I think Solange is very attractive, by the way. Yep. Let me just, but she reminds me of Orlando Bloom. She got them big ass eyes. But what was that record? I tried to something away. Cranes in the Sky. Great record. We try to fuck it away. We try to work it away. We try to look different, and we try to look all this fuck shit that's in our life. We try to do things to augment ourselves externally, thinking that that's gonna make us better. You think if you make more money, you're gonna be a better partner in relationship, in intimate relationship? You think if you gain more power, you're going to be, a better partner in a relationship? You're not. You're simply not. And what happens is, because, and if you go back to my trailer, I set it up perfectly. In my trailer, I talked about how African Americans, this is the purpose of the trailer. This is why the book and the trailer and the soundtrack are all coming together, right? I talk about how African Americans suffer from a unique type of dysfunction. Being in America. The education is a lie. The history is a lie. The abuse is real. The marginalization is real. Jim Crow was real. Slavery was real. You can sit around and listen to everybody. We ain't just slaves. We was here before whoop-de-whoop. And before a certain time, Indians were considered black. See, we can get into all that fucking history, all of it. All of it is true. No. Narrative begins and another narrative ends. And while lied to about exactly who we are, we're having relationships. While we're being abused by this society. Society is your daddy. And your daddy is abusing you. You think you're not going to take that abuse into your relationships? You think that abuse is not going to follow you right into your relationships? So I wrote The Holographic Relationship. It came out in 2019. In the holographic relationship, I use the scientific principle of the hologram, right? The hologram came from the studies of the black hole, starting with the man in the wheelchair, Stephen Hawking. He got into a huge argument that lasted for 20 years with other physicists, basically saying whatever a black hole consumes, right, is lost forever. The energy and the information of what that black hole consumed is irretrievable. It's lost. Other scientists like Leonard Susskind up at Stanford and 't Hooft out of Austria, that man and those two men came together and said, bruh, that's counterintuitive to the laws of physics. What does that mean? Well, according to the laws of physics, not only can't energy ever be destroyed, but information can never be destroyed. On the black hole, well, studying it, all that information is recorded on what is called the event horizon. They said the information right? Ones and zeros recorded on the edge of the black hole. They said once technology enhances, this may be 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now, but they say once we get to the technological level of being able to go to a black hole without getting sucked the fuck in ourselves, we might be able to pull the information off of the edge of the black hole and reconstitute what the black hole consumed. I said, God damn, that's relationships. Everything you've ever been through is written on your proverbial relationship event horizon. Everything you've ever come in contact with, everything you've ever experienced, every trauma you've left unhealed is written all over your being. It's holographic. That's what gave birth to the holographic principle. And unlike Einstein, after 20 years of research, after 20 years of going back and forth in this argument, was wrong. And this gave birth to the holographic principle. I said, that's relationships. All the shit you've been through, you can reconstitute in future relationships, especially if you have yet to reconcile it. Neil deGrasse Tyson said something that was amazing to me. The shit was, it was a video, short video on YouTube, and he had a second grader ask him a question. And the question was, what happens when two black holes collide? Tell me this isn't a relationship concept. Holes collide. The gravity is so powerful between them right before they collide. He said that it begins to bend and warp space-time. And he said scientists have figured out that there is a pathway in between those two black holes. This is before they come together and destroy each other or make a larger black hole. He said, now in that pathway, scientists have concluded that if you were able to go through that pathway in between those two black holes, time is in reverse. That's not a relationship principle? Yes, the fuck it is. You haven't reconciled the gravity, the immense gravity of the trauma you've been through. So when you meet another black hole, you guys warp time and space through your attraction, and then y'all motherfuckers start going in reverse. The relationship is designed for you to uncover what you have ignored internally. As soon as I saw the video, I said, boom. Just like the holographic principle. All information is never lost. So you think accumulating power, status, wealth will give you the crown when you decide to get married, will give you happiness. The crown is happiness. And what is happiness in this type of society? It is the accumulation of power. This is why people seek power in relationship, power over their partner. But you're attracting people who trigger your unhealed trauma, who trigger your past so you can reconcile it. Well, how did you get this out of physics? Because physics is the fucking natural world. Europeans got the shit, renamed it physics, called it science. But you know what science is? It's the mastery of nature. So if black holes are doing that pathway through the black hole, through the two black holes that are about to collide, that pathway says we're going back in time. How many times have you dated the same person because you refuse to be responsible for your co-creation of the relationship? In Brazil, that gave birth to voodoo in Haiti, that gave birth to voodoo in Cuba, that gave birth to Lukumi in America. The moment you get initiated, they call you an Aborisha. What's an Aborisha? One who works with nature. Physics is dealing with the physical world. The ancient Kemetans, when you get to the pantheon of gods, right? In the pantheon of gods, what are you getting? Hold on, testing 1 2 1 2. This information is too good. Testing 1 2 1 2. They said the internet is freezing. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Well, they just saying it keeps cutting out. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 1 1 1 1. Can you hear me? Y'all got to respond to me. I ask you a question. Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2. Respond to me. Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2. They say I'm on point. All right, cool. So you go back. They said it keeps freezing. They said I can hear. Shrouded remix. Yes, we can hear you now. Great. So when you go back to ancient Kemet, you get into the pantheon of gods. Geb, earth, Shu, air, right? Or I might be saying their terms wrong. But they're all breaking down the elements of nature. A physicist is doing the same fucking thing. They're just claiming responsibility for it, right? They're saying it's their shit. No, that shit is born out of African spirituality. An Aborisha, one who follows nature. White people got it and said, okay, we're going to say this is Wicca, right? What is Wicca? The wick of a candle. The Wiccans follow nature. Who taught them that? The ancient African. Tyson said when two black holes come together, they create, did you know that your trauma has a gravity to it? Has a frequency and a vibration to it? Did you know that? See, when you start learning about this kind of stuff and you apply it to relationships, you're going to start seeing you get who you are. Nothing, you're going to get exactly who you are. Let me say it another way. You're going to get exactly what you need to work on. Disney told you that Prince Charming or Princess Charming is about to come through here and save you. No. It was the great Krishnamurti who said, and I want everybody to get this. I want everybody to do this. Go get this book. Go get it. Right? I tell people to get this book all the time. And I want y'all to get it right now. Because you're going to see a lot of these concepts in my book, The Shrouded Lighthouse. The mirror of relationship, love, sex, and chastity by J. Krishnamurti. If the fundamental spiritual function of relationships acts like a mirror, and I take it to another level in the holographic relationship, this is a holographic mirror that we're calling relationships. That means your whole story, regardless of the mask you wear, regardless of your best foot being put forward, regardless of your best behavior, regardless of all of that shit, the whole story is coming into the relationship with you, whether it is announced or declared or not. Your whole shit coming with you. This is why relationship clinicians and relationship scientists have said, hey, that honeymoon period is 18 months long. Then you start seeing the real motherfucker. Both man and woman. You start seeing the real person. That honeymoon, right? And we're not talking about being married. We're just talking about being in a relationship. That first 18 months, this is why you have that old wives' tale that says, hey, you never really know somebody until you live with them. That mirror is holographic. And I don't give a fuck what mask you've created for yourself to wear. What's wrong with you is going to seep out, communicate. Listen to me. Your triggers are communicating with your partner's triggers. Your triggers are communing with your partner's triggers. This is why when you get intimate with somebody, isn't it interesting that they have access to your buttons that most people don't? So we live in a society that's transactional. We live in a society that's material. So now you got all of these foolish narratives out there that says, I deserve this and I'm supposed to have this and I'm better than what you given me, and 80-20 and equity theory. You're getting a lot of shit out here that's incongruent with spirit. Why is spirit incongruent with car? I think his name is, I want to say his name right. I think I am saying it right. Not Drakkar, Nick. This motherfucker discovered at the same time he discovered calculus with Sir Isaac Newton. It was Descartes who said, I think, therefore I am. He separated science and religion. Remember, religion was dumbed down through King James. Religion is dumbed down through King James, right? 1611 AD Bible, right? 1611 AD Bible translated by King James from the Latin Vulgate and the Greek. The Latin Vulgate, you get the word Vulgate. Vulgate gives you the Latin word vulgus. Vulgus gives you the English word vulgar, and vulgar means unlearned, commoner. This is where you get your English word layman, right? Layman means he's not of the cloth. If he's not of the cloth, it means he's not learned. This goes back to ancient Egypt. Only the priest could read hieroglyphics. Somebody said words, though, don't want to stop your flow, but the internet must be skipping or something. It probably is. It probably is, but guess what? Even if it is, stick to it. Get what you can get while you can get it. See, that's another thing that has come into our lives. Technology has made us lazy. We want shit instant. So instant, transactional material has led into and fed our ideation of what a good relationship should be. No. Relationship is quite simple. You are supposed to enter a relationship to discover yourself, to discover what you're working on or what you need to be working on. People have been hollering at me about Kevin Samuels, and I have said nothing but the brother has good information. The type of society in which we live in. Transactional, instant gratification, right? I've even gone as far as to say that brother is, I'm sure you're hip to Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws. He's teaching you how to manipulate relationships for today's society, how to come out on top in those relationships for today's society. So I have to think has good information for a certain level of consciousness. Raising consciousness, people don't talk about it. You might get Eckhart Tolle talking about it a little bit. You might get Iyanla Vanzant speaking on it. But relationships are inherently spiritual because the mirror of you is there. How often do you do this? Every time you show up in the relationship, meaning every time some fuck shit in you is triggered. How often do you end the relationship? Do you change your behavior? Do you start to condemn the partner? Do you start to blame the partner? Yeah, somebody get Will Ford out of the chat room altogether. No, don't just delete his view. Don't just delete what he said. Get him the fuck out. he's lost all privileges. So again, relationships are teaching you about you. This is why there's situationships. You attract a partner who believes in your lies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See, a lie needs a believer. A believer, please listen to me now. A believer is a receiver. How many times have you wanted this relationship so bad, or you wanted this person so bad, that you knew they were lying, but you accepted it anyway? Lies need a receiver who is also a believer. If they believe, they can't receive the lie. In other words, if they are skeptical about what you say, and they're swept up in your presence, it's hard to lie to somebody like that. I mean, just aesthetically, I mean, spiritually, presence-wise, you can be swept up, but not to the point that you lose focus and sight. Oftentimes, because we're so hurt and so wounded, we get swept away by the good qualities of a person. And now we're in a position to say to ourselves, what do they call it? The relationship clinicians. Relationship clinicians call it the enhancement bias. And that happens during the honeymoon period. The research to say, in the early part of a relationship, your friends and your family have a better pulse on if that better than the two people that are in the relationship, because they don't have a vested interest in its success. Bro, he'll be all right. The ankle bracelet will come off in 2 months. It's called the enhancement bias. So we tend to enhance or aggrandize the good qualities. When you do that, that's your lesson. How often do you stop and say, why do I want this to work? Why am I marginalizing his or her bad shit and aggrandizing his or her good qualities? Why am I doing that? So, in my new book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, what did I do? Because that's when you aggrandize somebody's good qualities and marginalize their bad qualities, that's your dark light working. Am I insecure? Do I have abandonment issues? Why does this have to work this time? So in the new book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, I said everybody has two lighthouses. Everybody has two lighthouses. One that deals with the visible spectrum of light, and one that deals with the invisible spectrum of light. Did you know, just like an iceberg, the invisible spectrum of light is way more vast than the visible spectrum of light. So that part of the goddamn iceberg that you see peeking above the water is only a tenth of its real size. That's how visible light works. The visible light bandwidth is much smaller than the invisible light bandwidth. So I said, do you know you got two lighthouses? Your visible light contains what? Your humor, your comedy, all of that is a visible light. Your intellect, that's a visible light. This is why I tell my daughter, don't date talent. Don't date a motherfucker based on his talent, because his talent is a poor representative of his character. And just like the light spectrum, that invisible light spectrum is synonymous with what Carl Jung called the shadow self. So what is the purpose of a lighthouse? To bring in wayward ships, ships that are lost at sea, so they find the shore. That's what a wayward relationship is. That's what a situationship is. Your dark lighthouse is pulling in situation shifts so you can take ownership of what you need to work on, your inner work, so you can transmute. Remember, second law of thermodynamics. Energy can never be destroyed. It can only change form. You need to transmute dark light into visible light. Trauma, dark light. Abandonment, dark light. Communication issues and styles, dark lights. Right? What's your communication style? Collaborative, cooperative, competitive, avoidant? Where'd you get it from? Oh, I got it from my family. So you mean the whole story, the holographic story of how your family deal with relationships gets transferred generationally? Yep. A situation shift has value. Disney told us it's happily ever after. Person will care about you. What? The right person won't hurt your feelings. The right person will protect your feelings. Get the entire fuck out of here. The right person is not what you need to work on. The right person is you. You're Mr. and Mrs. Right. To yourself. If you're not Mr. Right or Mrs. Right unto yourself, an external reflection of that can't be Mr. or Mrs. Right to you. So when do you start loving on your dark light? When do you start loving on your shadow self? When do you start loving on your unforgiveness of those who sent you through trauma? Uh-oh. How do you heal yourself if you don't forgive yourself? Unforgiveness is radioactive. to your body, to your mind and spirit. You holding on to a grudge, you holding on to the resentment and the frustration and the hurt that somebody brought into your life sits in your body. It is the psychosomatic connection. Low level, low vibrational dis-ease. So you're Mr. Right, you're Mrs. Right. Until you get right with you, can't nobody else get right with you. So on this motherfucking journey, I'm going to become the author of the most strenuous standards in the history of relationships. All these standards. Now motherfucker gotta date my ideas. He's gotta date my standards. He has to contort and conform and capitulate to the standards that I have in relationships because I haven't healed my hurt. So now you're not dating him. You're dating your standards. Because whenever you create, the standards only matter when they fucking align with your expectations. So now his behavior has to align with your expectations. And then you say, this is a good dude. Until you find out that intention. Speak more words a day than men. Men communicate to women. I'm going to act right. He not acting right. I'm going to act right. I'm going to do what I think she wants. Well, how do you know what she wants? Because I shut the fuck up and listen. I ask questions. She reveals parts of herself to me because she's comfortable. She liked me. So I'm listening. And in listening, I get to extrapolate a series of behaviors. So men become actors in the relationship dance. Women are the writers and the directors of the relationship dance. But if you haven't healed your hurt, behaving that way. I'm behaving this way because I want something from her. Typically, it's pussy. It's her time. It's her presence. It's her cooking. It's her nurturing. It's her whatever qualities, visible lights she has, I want that. So I'm going to behave in accordance to that so I can get what I want. Now, what happens when niggas get what they want? Typically, we keep taking it until we get our fill, and then you notice a change. He's so caring. He used to listen. He used to. What is tied to a man's intentions? I'm going to make it simple. A woman's intuition. Ladies, you are guilty of masochism. You go through, you invite into your space. You know how? Because you ignore your intuition. And many women still don't know the difference between the spiritual source of intuition and the emotional source of insecurity. Y'all don't know the difference. Intuition is fire. Fire in all natural spirit spaces is spirit. Fire is spirit. The word fire itself, the root of the word fire is IR. Or, ear, means fire. The ancient Iraq, or the land of flames of fire. So in the word pure, you get to fire represents purity. Why? Because when fire hits something, it reduces whatever it hits down to its basic elemental form, ash. This is why the ancient Hindus and the gurus from the ancient Hindus, they said they produce a sacred ash. You'll see many Hindus covered in ash, right? Because that represents ashes to ashes, dust to dust, back down to the fundamental element of what you are. Purity, fire. What is fire? Opposite. I'll wait. Somebody got to be listening. Somebody in the chat room tell me, what is the elemental opposite of fire? Does anybody know? You think you got it? Water. Water represents emotion. Fire represents passion and spirit. Water represents emotion. T is fire. Your intuition is fire. How often do women ignore their intuition? Because they want to satiate their emotion. And the emotion is driven by the unhealed hurt, or what I call the shadow lights. I don't want to lose him. I know I could be doing better, but whatever it is that he brings to me, I don't want to lose that. Abandonment issue, dark light. That's your shadow lighthouse. Right? And no amount of principles and standards is he going to conform to forever. The fuck you think you attracting the type of person you're attracting? Why do you think he's here? Why do you think she's here? They're there to agitate what you haven't worked on. They're there to wake up what you haven't worked on. They're there to trigger what you haven't worked on. And you know what you haven't worked on because you've spent a lifetime ignoring it. Every time it comes to the surface, you try to push it back down with an activity, with some type of stimulation, with some type of doing. How many times have you heard people say, I just threw myself into work? This is why I have no ill feelings or words for the brother Kevin Samuels. To me, his work makes sense for a society like this. And I haven't saw much of his work. I've seen the clip where he told the woman, you're a 5 at best. And according to European standards of beauty, but you got to see European standards of type. Motherfucker run around, oh, got light eyes, and he got good hair, and yeah. Yeah, she rated herself a 5. Absolutely, my bad. She rated herself a 5. I told you I don't watch very much of his stuff, but I have seen those kind of clips because the brother is blowing up big time and people be sending me the clips. And I just, look at him for as long as I can look at him and then I'm done. And like I said, I mean no disrespect to that brother at all because he is speaking to where this society is. If you've got money and power, you guys heard me say this shit on this show before. I said men got to lead with their wallets in this society. You've heard me say money is the great equalizer in this society. Nerds are winning in this society. Why? Because nerds are making billions of dollars. So whenever you get a black man and you look and then you put in the wealth gap situation for black people, right? 20 million homes, $6 trillion, only 350 of that is liquid. 2.6% of the nation's wealth is in the hands of the 20 million 20 million homes in America. 50% of the 20 million homes are below 60 billion in debt. So you get a black man that makes some money, he finna throw his dick around. He finna put that bitch on the table. What's happening with Nobu and pussy tonight? You know what it is. You know what it is. What's up with Ruth, Chris, and me and you tonight? That brother Kevin Samuels is right about that. Transactional society with hardly no wealth. So men who do have wealth have options, right? Have multiple options and can be arrogant about it. Bitch, you better get that ticket and stand over there and wait. Women are making their own money. Women are doing their shit too. So now they flipping in and saying, nigga, you better get your pussy ass over there. Multiple dicks revolving around me, nigga. You gonna have to come with something way better. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially women that are attractive, women that are beautiful. They're saying, hey, do you know how many rich niggas want to fuck me? So you got to come with the money and something special in order to get my attention. And what is something special? For most people, something special is do what I say. So now there's this motherfucking, right, tug of war between the man and the woman. But this power struggle isn't rooted in the spiritual purpose of relating. How many women out there have dated a version of their father? Huh? See, what you don't know, just because your father was good to you doesn't mean he was good to your mama. Doesn't mean he was good to women. So you may date a version of your father that you're unfamiliar with. Huh? How many fathers have sat down and shared their dark lights with their daughters in preparation of what they may attract? How many dads have sat down and said, this is what's wrong with me. This is what I've done to your mother. This is what I've done to women in general. Because many men have a double standard when it comes to women. You better not say shit about a nigga mama, or his auntie, or his daughter, or maybe even his female cousins. You better not fuck with the females in the family. Many men are like that. But many men get taught hard lessons when they have a daughter and she comes of age and starts dating niggas like him. I'm just telling you right now, don't fuck with that nigga. I know what kind of nigga he is. Well, what kind of nigga is he, Dad? Huh? And why you wait until I'm interested in swipe before you tell me who you are? Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Let me tell you right now, on my YouTube page, I want you guys to start subscribing to my Patreon, right? There is a link. All you got to do is go to my YouTube page, hit the About button, and it'll take you and show you all my links. There is a Patreon link. I'm starting to post mini courses on my Patreon. I want everybody to join my Patreon and start getting in on this content before I put it out, right? If this conversation, if this information edifies you in any way, shape, or form, I would really love for you guys to pre-order my new book. I would love for everybody to go there right now, theshroudedlighthouse.com, and pre-order my book. The sales have been slow. I want us to get to 500 pre-orders. We're at 400. I want us to get to 500. Now that 500 word or number was set because I wanted to make sure I autograph 500 copies of the book. But yo, why can't we get to 1,000 pre-orders? Why can't we get to 2,000 pre-orders? There's 70,000 people on this channel. Why can't we push it and get to 1,000 pre-orders? What are you waiting for? Why are you guys scared to do the work? One of the greatest compliments I get from my books, but it's also one of the most frustrating compliments that I get from my book, is I got to a certain point and I had to put it down. This shit was too much. relationships, because when it comes to facing down the darkness of who we are, we tend to run from that opportunity. We tend to run from that which is presented to us, which would make us better. Fuck that. You want a better life? You want better relationships? You want to grow up spiritually? You want spiritual maturation? Then there's going to have to be an epic civil war within yourself. And that war is going to be between your dark light and your visible light. Your shadow work, right? That's a hell of a battle. And as I've said on many occasions, if you read do you know how easy it is to conquer dark light? It's hard in the beginning, but it becomes easy. You know why it's easy? Because it's an easy answer. You know what the easy answer is? You know what the easy answer is? Can you observe your darkness, your shadow lights? Can you observe what's wrong without judging it? Go get this book right now. Go get this book right now. I'm finna hit y'all with some books. Go get this book right now. Right now. All right? I'm finna give you the title of it right now. Go get it right now. Don't wait. I give this book out in my coaching. Go get this book right now. 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 Go get this book right now. Radical self-forgiveness. The direct path to true self-acceptance, to true self-acceptance. Radical self-forgiveness. That's what it's called, not radical forgiveness. Radical self-forgiveness. The direct path to true self-acceptance by Colin, C-O-L-I-N, by Colin Tipping, T-I-P-P-I-N-G, by Colin Tipping. Radical self-forgiveness. Go get that book right now. Here's another one. Here is another one. Let's get some books rolling right now. Let's get some books happening right now. Because I want to share the whole research pathway of surrender. See, when you surrender to your darkness by not judging it, when you look at your darkness and say, it's okay, I love you, I accept you, I am you, it's all right, come sit with me, I embrace you. When you do that to your darkness, do you know through the act of observation, you start to heal? Non-judgmental observation, you start to heal. Okay, for the sports buffs out there, did you know first, before I move on, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by Dr. David R. Hawking, MD, PhD. Once again, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, R. Hawking, MD, PhD. Go get a book. Go get the book. Go get the book. For you sports buffs, did you know that a point guard can threaten you in the sport of basketball? He can threaten you. He can freeze the defense with his look. Magic Johnson used to do it all the time. The famous no-look pass. I'm going to look over here and make the pass over here. If I'm looking at you, most people freeze. If I'm looking intently, if I'm actively listening to you. Imagine if you applied active listening to your light. Imagine if you looked intently with love and acceptance at what's wrong with you. See, somebody told you you deserve something that you did not work for. You don't deserve a better relationship until you work on you, until you conquer you. The Art of War. The Studies of Confucius. Yes, you're a great man. Yes, you're an amazing man if you've conquered 1,000 people. But you are an even greater man when you conquer yourself. This goes to men and women. Situationally. Turning the light switch on situationally. Come save me now, but I don't need you now. I'm independent. Come save me now, but I don't need you now. I'm independent. I can handle this my motherfucking self. But you didn't offer your help. Hey, schizophrenia. That's it. He can't really help you except externally. I need some money. With my mother and get that. See, often we're independent when it comes to self-work, right? I'm gonna go holler at my boys. See, it's easier to holler at people that are not connected in that shared experience. And what advice are they giving you? They're giving you advice from their relationship event horizon. The shit they've been through. I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, shit, I ain't fucking with that. If I was you, I wouldn't fuck with it either. That's because how your family dealt with shit. That's your template. Let's see, what's the timetable of, I don't know, what's the timetable of after this understanding, Zo, to know when the right individual will show up in your life as a mate, or is the of it to walk alone? No, it's not about looking externally. Ain't no right person gonna show up until you get right with you. When you get right with you, please understand, just like in astrology, please, this might be a little long-winded, but just like in astrology, when you're born, you're a little galaxy. What's at the center of every galaxy? A black hole. same principle, right? Everything is in you. Everything is in you. You can't ask for external help. You're attracting the work you tend to ignore. And you're attracting it so you can reconcile it. So you can heal it. So you can get past it. I got another book. Let's keep going with the books. I'm going to give you guys my coaching tip as well. For every book I give you, I want you to go out and purchase those old school composition books you used to get in school. I want you to go out and get a composition book for each book I give you. And your job when you get these books, these composition books, is simple. Your job is to write down every time you're reading the book, you're supposed to write down every time you see yourself in the book. Many therapists will ask you to be mindful of what you see about yourself in your partner. Advice too, right? Especially if you dealt with a lot of trauma. You looking at your partner, you go, oh shit, that reminds me of that. Healed. I'm saying before you get to the dating process, get these books, read these books, and see what triggers you about you in the books. Write it down in the fucking composition book. The next book I want you guys to get is Guilt is the Teacher, Love is the Lesson. Borysenko, Borysyenko, Joan Borysenko. Somebody said that is a given. You would be surprised. It's not a given, but it's a given based on, see, to me, that manifests as a dark light. Because to assume that that is a given to everybody is incorrect. You might even assume in your relationships. You should know this. That's one of the biggest fallouts or one of the biggest triggers in relationships. Expecting your partner to know some shit. No partner is psychic. No partner is going to be like, They say, wait a minute. Some women will be like, yes, I am psychic. And maybe some of you are. But to expect that people should just know certain things, that's a big mistake. Right? Most people don't know. So based on your experience, it suffices as a blanket license for what everybody should do. And that's faulty than a motherfucker. Right now, I want everybody to do me this solid. Chat room, right now. Write, watch this. Write how to love on yourself, how to approve of yourself, how to accept yourself. You can choose either one of those. How to approve, how to love, how to accept. Give me 2 examples of how you do it. Just give me 2. How to approach. I approve of me. This is what I do. Do you hear what I'm saying? Give me 2 examples of that. But I also want to see 2 examples of how you marginalize yourself, how you limit yourself, how you put yourself down. If you struggle with negative self-talk, what are the main things you say to yourself that imprison yourself, that imprison you in mediocrity, that imprisons you in procrastination, that imprisons you in self-doubt? Can you give me those examples? And those examples will show you what a visible lighthouse and an invisible lighthouse looks like. And I'm telling you right now, somebody said I take spiritual baths. Very good. Little Florida water. You don't know about, girl, you better. Spirit baths are good. Spiritual baths are good. Salt in that water. Sometimes you got to wash. And then you reemerge as a new person. The Christians didn't create the goddamn baptism. Take a bath. Put some Florida water in that bath. Put some salt in that bath. But because I don't mind sharing, I want everybody to go get this book. Hold on, baby. Let me get this book. Go get this book right here. The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. A-R-U. Emoto. E-M-O-T-O. A recording device. How many times have you argued in your house? Did you know your water is recording that? In the spiritual practice of Ifa, we will pray in the jinn, then drink it. We will pray in the water, then drink it, because it is recorded on the water. Ooh. Ooh. Your water listening. This man, Masaru Emoto, found out that music changes the crystalline structure of the water. So when there's classical music playing, the crystalline structure shows these beautiful ice flakes, the snowflakes patterns, beautiful symmetrical patterns. But then when he played hard rock or gangster rap, the crystals were deformed. Then he started to speak to the water. I love you, crystals. I hate you, deformed. Angels, crystals. Huh? Motherfuckers running around here because Instagram gave you a like and you think you deserve a super good man. All of a sudden you a rapper and you got 10 million followers and your OnlyFans page makes you $300,000 a month and you think you deserve a baller. You better take your unhealed ass somewhere. No disrespect, bitch probably isn't a deformed crystal too. But I digress. Huh? Did you know that? The Shrouded Lighthouse is the most significant work I've ever written. Now, we only got 3 orders today. I'm asking y'all, man. Y'all better tell everybody y'all know something about me. I don't just read shit. I work with people too. I work with, look up this book. Look up this author. I'm going to tell you who I work with. He's in the Shrouded Lighthouse documentary. He wrote the preface to the book. Get this book. And what's interesting about this guy, he is a therapist. We did a CD together called Love Matters Revealed. Dr. Alan Berger. He deals with people that struggle with addiction. He deals with married couples. Do you know he brought me in to co-counsel a married couple? This ain't just random internet nigga over here talking, right? I'm just random internet YouTuber talking. No, I got skin in the game with real fucking clinicians. This is my most significant work yet. Please go get his book, 12 Stupid Things That Mess Up Recovery, Avoiding Relapse, Self-Awareness, and Right Action. Alan Berger, PhD. He's got several books. 12 Smart Things to Do When Booze and Drugs Are Gone. Choosing emotional sobriety through self-awareness and right action. Alan Berger, PhD. He wrote the foreword in The Shrouded Lighthouse. I got another sister who has 15 years of being, she's a therapist, 15 years. Her name is Mayumi McKinley. She's also in the Shrouded Lighthouse documentary. She wrote the foreword to the book. So this is peer reviewed by people that are on a higher level than me. And they saying, God damn, this shit here. So many people be saying, oh, well, what do you do for your community? This. Just like you got to break up with white supremacy, you got to break up with generational curses. You get free from one devil and still in service of another devil. Devil, dark light. Right? You got to break the chains that bind you. Religion ain't the only thing that binds you. So is fear. So is trauma. So is ego. These things bind you. And if you're bound, how does Mr. Right or Mrs. Right come into your life with the keys to your bonds? How can they? They only reflect your bonds. Not a soulmate, but a cellmate. Listen, I did that show. No disrespect. I did that show years ago on the Foxhole when I started The Voice of Reason. I said, are they your soulmate or mate? And most relationships are cellmate relationships. In prison to their shadow selves, to dark lights. Can you imagine being in a cell with another inmate and y'all niggas wearing a mask and you never take it off? Y'all never see each other's real face. Y'all just at least I'm not in here by myself. They will choose dysfunction and unhealed shadow work over loneliness. So listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play the video one more time, the situation shift video. And I want everybody to move as a collective. Can we get 100 pre-orders today? Let's get 100 pre-orders today. Can we do that? TheShroudedLighthouse.com. Play the situation shift video. I've taken it and made it something different. The situation shifts that we find ourselves in have the power to cause us to shift our. When we shift for good, we've taken accountability of what we've been through, how we've been hurt, unhealed trauma. That causes us to shift in consciousness. So situation shifts can be very beneficial, right? If you're learning. Most people do not enter a relationship to find out what's wrong with themselves. Most people are looking for relationships to bring ease and peace, but that is only half of the coin. You're a co-creator of this relationship experience you're currently in, and that's why a situation shift has a silver lining. In a relationship, I'm done. Either you come correct or you don't come at all. Soon as I see anything that look like fuck shit, I'm out. You're a dropout. You're a spiritual dropout. That motherfucker is of what you've left behind. I was talking to a sister the other day in goddamn cigar lounge. I'm quick to cut a motherfucker off. I'm quick to get. That's why I ain't with nobody right now. How many motherfucking disgruntled, hurt, longing to be hugged ass motherfuckers you know would opt to be single than do the work? I'll get to your book later though. Oh, yeah, I meant to get it. Oh, yeah, man, I've been listening to you for years, dog. I finally got your book. After listening for 5-10 years. Don't listen to me to parrot me. To go talk to women and men and sound deep. You know how many motherfuckers I've been around that have co-opted my lingo and how I speak and the concepts and ideas that I present just so they can look deep to their little circle of motherfuckers, but ain't stepped into the fire. Man, I done fucked up so bad in relationships. lying, cheating. I've been violent. I've been verbally abusive. I done fucked up so bad. That's how I was able to arrive here. Out to bed one day and knew some shit. So you see a motherfucker sitting around co-opting what I done said. I came to this understanding through the fire. I came through foster care. My mother lost me as an infant. I didn't come back until I was 6. I was 10 months old and didn't come back till I was 6. I've lived in projects, Alden Park projects in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We move out here to Altadena. We move right on the block, Altadena Block Crips, ABC Crips, 665 West Altadena Drive, apartment 23. We moved from there, 254 East Washington and Marengo, Blood Territory, PDL, Pasadena, Lane. Listen, man, I ain't dead. You know how many times I've been broken down and had to rebuild myself? Come on. Only to say some shit. And I'm going to say it like I said it. No, live it. Go inside you, heal you. You want a great relationship, heal your relationship with you. Untie your knots internally first. Love on you, appreciate you, accept you, right? Good and bad. If you don't do that for you first. No way. Order the motherfucking books. Let's get 100 pre-orders out today. We've been on the air for 107 minutes. We've got 3. Well, maybe Biden can fix your relationships. Right? Maybe Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will fix your relationships. Maybe politics is the way to have better relationships, right? According to Benjamin Carney up here at UCLA, he says money extends your relationship a few years, but the issues still remain. People who have money, their relationships, right, last a little longer because they have leisure time. They have the money to go on vacation. They have the money to devote into themselves, right? Let's go hang out and vibe. Let's go to Jamaica. Let's go to Aruba. Sinbad's Aruba Comedy Jam. Yeah, right? We got time for that. But those become distractions. All right, Sarah got to go to work. I got to go pray. No, I got to pray, man. I got to go meditate, do something. I got to go pray, meditate. Dear Sarah. Sarah. Oh, Sarah. All right, so of course, Glow Cosmetics, Allure.com. Relationship. Continue to support the relationship Dismount, Total Package Energy. Continue to support. And hey, pull up the CMOS. I've entered into the CMOS business. We have high-grade CMOS coming out of St. Lucia. We have a company down in Kentucky that's bottling this stuff, putting the ingredients in. It's high-quality, FDA-approved ingredients. It has Irish CMOS, bladderwrack, burdock, black pepper. Please go to cmosbusiness.com right now. cmosbusiness.com right now. Here, let me come back and speak on something else too. cmosbusiness.com right now. Pre-order your CMOS tablets right now. And I've said this a lot, man, like entertainment is entrainment. Right? You're entertained and entrained so that you don't have the time, energy, or effort to really lock into you. So entertainment and entrainment becomes a huge, it's almost like drugs because there's a payoff. My life ain't shit, but if I can feel good about the Lakers winning or the Dodgers winning, or if I can feel good that I went to the movie theater and saw a movie, or I went to a restaurant and had some Mexican food, right? That becomes all important when you've ignored yourself. And maybe some of us don't know what to do, right? The ZoWhat Show has been here since 2012. The Voice of Reason show has been here since 2008. I've heard people say Zo is boring. His show is not interesting. That's because those motherfuckers are running from the work. I need to be entertained. Right? I need to be entertained. You need to be entertained because your life is mundane. Do you know there's no difference between that enchilada at that Mexican restaurant and Jesus Christ? They both give you the same oxytocin payoff. I went to church and I feel better about the mediocrity and the redundancy and the mundanity of my life. But I feel better until Tuesday. I can't wait to get back to the weekend because then I can get dressed up. I worked hard to go do this fuck shit. Can you imagine having peace in oneself and finding that nothing else? The great Krishnamurti said, organized religion is the frozen thought of man, which he builds temples and churches. It has become a solace for the fearful, an opiate for those who are in sorrow. But God or truth is far beyond thought and emotional demand. Can't wait to go to the House of Blues, and I love a good concert. Is this entrainment good? I need something. I'm not healed. So if I can be moved by a bass player, somebody on the drums, you know, did you see Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isleys verses? Oh man, that brought back so many memories. This is just such good music. Yeah, everything has great importance, a greater importance, a more stimulating vibe when you're empty. But when you full of self-appreciation, when you have accepted you in totality without judgment and with love, you that for the sake of less and less importance. Somebody said they're grateful for peace. Many people don't have peace. They have quiet. It was my homeboy Kumo D. Peace is a high level of consciousness. Kumo D said most people think quiet is peace. Most people have quiet. They don't have peace. Most people want the inner voice to stop talking. Most people want the external voices to stop talking. They want quiet. Peace is. Most people don't have contentment. Contentment, there is acceptance. Most people don't have self. This is why they something they are. Most people got quiet. Just be quiet. I don't want to hear no more of this shit. I don't want to hear nothing else. Just leave me alone for a second. Become a solace for the fearful. What stimulation? Fuck. I can't wait till Klay Thompson get back. The Warriors gonna be unstoppable, my nigga. You think the Raiders gonna win the Super Bowl this year? Man, I'm a Raider fan. I'm a diehard fan. Shit, some shit. Just be something. Be something more. I'm telling you, I got the book of a lifetime coming. Late June. I got the book of a lifetime coming. I want y'all to get this book in the thousands. Why? Because I'm an independent author. I don't have a publishing deal. I self-publish. Go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Go there right now. Everybody should go. Let me see if the shit even moved since the last time I checked. Uh-oh. 3 sales today. Well, thank you. No, excuse me, sorry. 4 sales today. Thank you. Nigga, a good pep talk is supposed to be free, nigga. We didn't pay our coaches for the pep talk, Nick. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. All right. Anyway, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you guys appreciate what we talked about today, hit the like button, hit the share button. I thank everybody for coming in. I thank everybody for chopping it up with me. And no, in all honesty, anybody who purchased a copy of the book today, I appreciate you. I seriously and honestly and truthfully and sincerely appreciate you, all right? I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have an attitude of gratitude. We're gonna try to push it, man. We're gonna try to push it. Let's get as many pre-orders as we can get out there. Just go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Also, Sarah comes here working. She comes here to work, man, and I appreciate her, right? I really appreciate Sarah because shit. I think a lot of the reason why she comes here is because she believes in me and I believe in her. So, and I appreciate her for that. So can y'all just send something to Sarah? Everybody should send her $1. If everybody sent her $1, that would make her motherfucking day. Am I lying? She would be like, what, nigga? Is you crazy, my nigga? Sarah, $ Sundays with Sarah. $ Sundays with Sarah. Please, please, please support Sarah. I'd appreciate you, all of you, if you would do that. I thank you guys. This has been Zolo Mansions. Sorry about the internet. Really nothing I could do about it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Deuces.